To start off, can you like walk me through like a typical week of training and competition, especially during the season?
During the season, I mean, normally we have most matches on weekends. Um, Normally like 2 to 3 matches a week. So either like Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes in the week. But normally, I mean, throughout the week, we have like weights early in the morning. If we're in season, we're doing a little bit lighter, lifting a bit lighter and more moving, like movement based lifting. Not trying to like build strength, but trying to get a little faster. And then we have our practices about 2 hours every day. A lot focused on like depth and serving, serve plus one, and stuff like that. Yeah, and then normally it's in the morning practice and weights.
So I know you're a D1 player. You have a ton of intense matches. So how do you like physically recover after these matches or even workouts?
My best friend is the ice bath. I would say
Yeah.
femoral stretch for about 15 minutes before, and then I jump in the ice bath for about 10 to 12.
And then I also know there's a ton of pressure when you play matches, especially like big matches. So how do you handle this pressure like mentally and emotionally?
For me, I think the best thing is I just tell myself that like there's worse situations you could be in.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I'm like, we're privileged enough to play sports, a
Yeah.
sport, and having this pressure is a privilege. I mean, I could not be doing this and like be starving, somewhere. So,
So what habits or routines have kind of helped you stay consistent in your performance throughout matches?
I mean, consistency, like doing it pretty much every day. Like, yeah, you take rest days, but if you commit to it every day, like you're going to get better. And if you have like the intent with it, it's like the results are going to come. If you put in that hard work, the results will come.
And so have you ever had to make like adjustments to your game to like stay healthy to keep up?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I'm not super tall. Like, I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
I have to like always be that guy that's never gonna like give up and make more balls than the other guy. And I'm not gonna serve anyone off the court. I gotta like always be in the points, and I can't really mentally like I can't really go away, or else like I'm gonna lose. That's it.
So how important are like coaches, trainers, teammates when you have to like deal through tough moments in matches and even off matches?
I mean, in college tennis, I mean, the best thing is that there's coaching always. So like if I am doubting something or there's something I can't see in the match, like, you're playing, you really can't see a ton. I mean, you always have that extra set of eyes, but like they're super helpful because they're like another person to rely on, you know.
So what's like the biggest journey or the biggest challenge you faced in your tennis journey and how did you push through it?
Biggest challenge, I mean, I would say like fighting for a spot in the lineup because like, I mean, I committed to play college tennis,
Yeah,
right? I want to play in the lineup and like play for my school. So I
exactly.
think that was the biggest one. I got into the lineup my freshman year,
Yeah.
and then sophomore year came around, and I was in and out at six. And
Hmm.
then like I committed to doing the things that helped me like improve as a person, as a player.
Yeah.
And I got back into it in about the middle of my sophomore year, and
Yeah.
have always played since.
So I know tennis is a really big mental game. So how important is like mental preparation in your training compared to like physical preparation?
I would say like it's as equally important as physically. So like physically, you're always lifting weights, you're playing your tennis, stuff like that. But like, mentally, like, I mean, mentally, there's so much going on in the game of tennis. I personally believe it's the hardest sport in the world because there's so much that can go on. You're by yourself. Like normally, like for professional tennis players, most of them don't travel with coaches. They're literally by themselves playing these matches, and it's
Yeah.
like you got to deal with that pressure and that
Yeah.
like most of them are broke too. Like you
Yeah.
you gotta play like for your next meal. So I I mean, being in
Exactly.
that situation it's
Yeah.
tough, but like mentally, like you got to push through and you got to enjoy the game, I would say.
Yeah. So what advice would you kind of give to like younger athletes trying to play D1 or at any college level?
I mean, show up, not like show up, yeah, but like also have the intent when you're working out and when you're training. Like you can show up every day, right? And like if there's no intent in your workouts or in your training, like you're not going to get very far. So like that focus is so key. And if you have it, like it will do wonders, not even just for your sport, but like for your life, like even past your sports, you know.
And so final question, what's the best piece of advice you've gotten throughout your tennis journey?
The best piece of advice,
Mhm.
that's a tough one. I mean, I would say like right as I said before, like do everything with a purpose. Like if I'm serving, like practicing my serve out of the basket, I'm trying to like hit like 7 out of 10 serves
Yeah.
out wide, and I'm always like doing it in like a match like scenario. Like if there's no purpose, there's no point in being out there, I would say.